let's go there. The Giants introduced John Harbaugh yesterday as their head coach. Harbaugh marks his 5th head coach New York has hired since Tom Coughlin's resigned. The previous 4 combined coaches, 8 losing seasons, 1 playoff win. The time is now for John Harbaugh. Here he is on the most important position on the field. That would be the quarterback. Listen.
The quarterback's kind of important. You know, that's kind of a big deal. I'm excited about Jaxson Dart. I like his talent, skill set, all the things he's accomplished. But more than that, I like who he is and what he's about. To me, he's about football. I mean, this young guy loves football. He wants to talk football all the time, and that's kind of what I like doing too. So I think we're gonna have a lot of great conversations. I can't wait to get started with him.
Great press conference by Harbaugh, in my opinion. Hit all the high notes. He's got New York believing. Should we believe the hype, though, Doggy?
Well, listen, I understand the idea that the Giants had to bring Harbaugh in. They had gone through this assistant route, Joe Judge. Obviously, we just saw Dable. It's been a McAdoo. They had to do something here to bring an adult in the room. Yeah. They had to bring a guy in here who's got good credentials, who has won, who everybody knows is a good NFL coach. He's not a great NFL coach. He's a good NFL coach. Yeah. So the Giants did the right thing. But Steve's 1,000% right. Steve and I are on the same page for a change today. I don't believe it. Maybe Colin Russo had something to do with it. To build a statue around John Harbaugh, let's take it easy. I mean, please, 3 wins, whenever it was the last. They blew 12 or 13 double-digit leads. Yeah. He had the MVP on his team twice, the quarterback, and yet never went to a Super Bowl. Now, Jackson's got to take some of the responsibility there, too. But he's the head coach, and they didn't get to a Super Bowl. And he had the 2-time MVP as his quarterback. But he's got 193 wins. I understand that. He's a good coach. Yeah. He's a good coach. The Giants didn't hire Vince Lombardi. Right. Let's take it easy. They didn't hire Vince Lombardi. And I understand the Giants realized that they had to do it. The fan base is dying for anything, and he gives them that. But to me, it's a little bit of a wait-and-see situation with the Giants.
Well, I think the reason they brought him in, to your point, he's not a you're attaching your system to him type coach, right? It's not Brian Daboll who's going to call plays or has called plays and has these relationships. Like, he is a manager and so they brought stability into the building, and he understands he's had to morph from a defensive-led football team to an offensive-led football team. He understands special teams, so he understands all 3 phases of the game, which is a significant improvement to what they've had in the past. He has pieces and parts in the building already, right? Left tackle's good, quarterback, Neighbors is going to get back. They got Stidham, they got real good defensive front, so he'll have enough pieces and parts. The bottom line is, for him to be successful, it's going to depend on the OC and DC, special teams coordinator, obviously, but also, do they do the Patriots model where you spend money? Like, the Giants are going to have to spend money to get this team equipped to go compete against the Eagles and the Cowboys. And that's the bottom line. Why the Patriots turn around, why the Jaguars turn around, because people are spending money attaching that with their coaches. Harbaugh's going to need the same to be good.
Okay. See, here's where it gets touchy. With Harbaugh, I know he's a good coach. He's a Super Bowl champion. There's no shame in the Giants bringing him on board. But a savior, he is not. He hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2012. He's had Lamar Jackson for 7.5 years and has never made it to the Super Bowl. There have been an enormity of losses. In his case, meaning Harbaugh, nobody has lost more double-digit leads than him.
Right.
In his tenure, in the fourth quarter. We forget that. Now, we look at certain stats, because I'm looking at stuff here. Since 2018, which is Lamar Jackson's rookie year, he started halfway through his rookie year, and he's been the starter ever since. They've had 12 different all-pro players. Lamar Jackson's been 2-time league MVP. Their scoring offense is ranked second only to the Chiefs at 26.7 a game. Their scoring defense was number 1 at 19.7 a game. They've won 65% of their regular season games, third to only the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. But they got a 3-6 playoff record. So in other words, what you were doing during the regular season, you certainly couldn't do it during the postseason. And we point the finger at Lamar Jackson, but we ain't point the finger at anybody else. Yes, Mark Andrews dropped the 2-point conversion. We understand it. Yes, Zay Flowers fumbled at the goal line. We understand that. But there was also things that Harbaugh could have done better. So why are we making such a big deal about this? Here's why. Because the Giants have been trash. 11 losing seasons over the last 13 years.
Yep.
They've made the playoffs twice in that span. 3 times since 2011, only 3 times have they had a winning record. They have been one of football's versions of an abomination. One of the bottom 3 franchises in the National Football League. They have been awful. I mean, you combine them with the Jets. We should all feel very, very fortunate that we're able to drive through East Rutherford, New Jersey, and make it to the Lincoln Tunnel rather than dying from the stench that both of those football franchises have contaminated the whole New York tri-state area with. They are horrible. And so as a result, let's understand that we're looking at John Harbaugh damn near like a savior in parts of New York because it's basically a referendum against a Giants organization that was once the gold standard, that beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl, that beat Bill Belichick twice in the Super Bowl, that had cats like Michael Strahan and O.C. Umenyiora and the crew, and they have regressed to an atrocity. That's who they have been. And we're looking at them now with a Jaxson Dart, with a Neighbors, with a Robinson, with a Scatterboo, with Abdul Carter, with Burns and the crew. And you've got talent, yet you still sucked. Yeah. Why? Because you've been devoid of leadership. We're hopeful Harbaugh's going to bring that to the table. We believe he's more than capable of it. But the reason we're all raving about it is because the Giants have been the modern football version of trash over the last few years, just like the damn New York Jets. It's a shame the largest media market in the country has to be represented by those 2 football franchises. Yeah. Let's hope this is a great, great sign of somebody finally getting it together.
Yeah, the bar's low, okay?
Right.
Like the knock on Harbaugh, I mean, what did he have? 3 losing seasons his entire time in Baltimore? Let's go to some football. The Broncos took down the Bills last weekend to book their spot in the AFC Championship game, but it came at a cost. Bo Nix fractured his ankle in overtime and will miss the remainder of Denver's season. So backup quarterback Jarrett Stidham will start against the Patriots on Sunday, in Nick's place, of course. Peter Schrager joins us now here. Hello, Peter. Hello. How great was that Indiana game? We'll talk more later. What chance do you give the Broncos to win this weekend, given that they have a backup QB under center?
I don't want to dismiss anything that the Patriots have done the last 2 weeks with their defense. First off, their defense has been outstanding, silencing Justin Herbert and silencing C.J. Stroud, so much so that we're talking about benching a former 2nd overall pick over how poorly he played against that defense. I am going to compliment what Denver has built and what in confidence Sean Payton has built in this team for this backup quarterback. He's more than a backup. Their first day of free agency, his first year, Sean Payton, he had a list of players he wanted to target, and the first name on the list was Jarrett Stidham, and they paid him good money, high-end backup quarterback money to be a part of this team. He hasn't gotten on the field. He's been a backup for 3 years, but he's been attached to the hip with Sean Payton, Davis Webb, and Joe Lombardi, the offensive staff. He knows that offense inside and out. He has started games in this league before, and he has played in multiple systems. Jarrett Stidham will not pee down his leg when he takes the field on Sunday against the Patriots. It's going to be a football game that he's preparing his entire life for, and it's a quarterback who his coach, Sean Payton, has not only prepared for this moment, but has prepared the team to believe in him. I will add this. They call him Stiddy. The offensive coordinator of the Patriots, the guy across the way, as I see Stephen A. listening so intently.
Stiddy got him. That's Stiddy got him.
There's a guy named Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels had Jarrett Stidham in New England. When Josh McDaniels went to Las Vegas as the head coach, he said, I need that guy with me. There are not just one believer of Jarrett Stidham in that building on Sunday. There's going to be 2 because Josh McDaniels believed in him also. Stidham, he's not Bo Nix. If he was Bo Nix, he'd be starting over Bo Nix. But he is a high-end backup, and he is not going to shake and be quivering in the moment here. He has been built for this, and they have built him up for this. Stephen A., your thoughts?
You need to stop. You need to stop. I mean, listen. Either that, or you know what? You know what? Listen. Let's ask the question. Are you happy at ESPN? Are you happy at ESPN, or are you politicking for a job in Denver? You looking for a job in the Mile High City? Because I can't tell the difference right now, Peter Schrager. Let me tell you something right now. We can't do that. You can't do that. Listen, you can do that for the people in Denver. Give them some hope. They're good people there, great sports fans. They deserve it. They absolutely do. You miss me with Jarrett Stidham. I don't want to hear that nonsense at all. Let me tell you something right now. You the New England Patriots, okay? You sit up there and you go through all that you went through to get to this point and you lose a berth to the Super Bowl because of Jarrett Stidham? Oh, my Lord. You just need to hide for the entire offseason. That includes May, Vrabel, and everybody else. Hell no. You better win this damn game. New England, you better win this damn game. You better not. You gonna let Jarrett Stidham stop you from getting to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2018? No Tom Brady, no Bill Belichick. This is a new era. You got Drake May as an MVP candidate. You got Mike Vrabel as the eminent coach of the year. And you going to let this momentum that you've been riding, courtesy of the easiest schedule in football, by the way, actually since 1978, to be honest with you. When you look at all of that, and you're going to let that stop you from going to Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara because of Jarrett Stidham? Let me be very, very clear. Let me say this, and let me say this to Jarrett Stidham right here. I mean, no disrespect. It's not about you. It's about the resume. I'm not trying to say that the brother can't play. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying 4 starts. The man has not thrown a football in an NFL game since 2023. That is the truth. Do you know who's thrown a football since 2023? Do you know who's done that? Wide receiver Cortland Sutton. Running back R.J. Harvey. Punter Riley Dixon. They've thrown more passes than Jarrett Stidham. Okay? And you're going to tell me that man is going to stop you from getting to a Super Bowl? It better not happen. I don't give a damn. Drake May only completed 59% of his passes in the playoffs. Been sacked 10 times. Turned over the ball about 5 times. Fumbled about 6 times. Lost 3 of them. He hasn't been lights out, even though he stepped up in big moments. I don't give a damn what struggles the New England Patriots have. Everything that you've accomplished. If you lost to Bo Nix and the Broncos as the #1 seed at Mile High Stadium in an AFC Championship game, no shame in that. Jarrett Stidham, a backup quarterback. This is not Nick Foles, where Carson Wentz got hurt in Week 11, okay? And then he played the rest of the regular season through the playoffs. No, we ain't seen Jarrett Stidham. You ain't heard his name. Been an APB out for that brother. You don't know. Ain't nobody paying attention to him. And your first time throwing a football is going to be this Sunday in an AFC Championship game. The first time since 2023. New England, I swear to you, you lose this game, oh, trust you me. The offseason ain't going to be pleasant to you, brothers. You better win this damn football game. And I'm telling you right now, I'm speaking on behalf of Bostonians and New Englanders everywhere. And I'm a New Yorker, but I know them. Ain't no way in hell anybody wants to hear you going to lose a game in an AFC Championship game to Jarrett Stidham. Nobody wants to hear that. Don't listen to Peter Schrager. Don't listen to him. It better not happen. It better not happen. I'm telling you that right now.
I know how you respect certain coaches. I think you respect Sean Payton's coaching ability.
Of course I do.
I know you do. When I tell you that Teddy Bridgewater filled in for Drew Brees in 2019 and went 5-0 because he was prepared as the backup and was given the confidence to do that, I know you're not going to deny that. When I say that Taysom Hill can come in and Jameis Winston and win games with the Saints, they have had Stidham on the roster.
AFC Championship game.
They've had him for 3 years, and they have built him up for this moment. I would say just give Sean Payton a little bit of credit here and give him a little bit of trust.
Ain't about him. It ain't about it. He ain't got to take those hits. He ain't got to deal with that pressure. No, this is Jarrett Stidham that's got to bring with that heat. Let me tell you something. They better not lose. New England, don't listen to Peter Schrager. Don't you listen to him. You better not lose this damn game. It's going to be hard for y'all to walk the streets. Anywhere in New England. Anywhere. Foxborough, Boston, and everywhere in between. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. Go ahead, Doggy.
And they are a 5.5 point favorite. The Patriots are in this game. Let's get to the first point that Stevie brought up. They have had an incredibly easy ride. Let's call it like we see it. Their schedule's the third easiest schedule since 1970. Herbert didn't have half his offensive line there against the Chargers a couple weeks ago. Stroud gave him the game. He was terrible. The 4 interceptions, we all know that. I was surprised that Mills didn't get a chance to play in the third quarter. And, Stroud was a little better, but he was terrible in the game. They have gotten every break known to man. And now they go to freaking Denver, and they get the backup quarterback after Knicks has been playing really well. That, too, is they've gotten every advantage. Now, one thing I would disagree with Steve on, and I agree with you on, I think Peyton here will have him ready to play. He said it, and hey, we'll have him ready. Hey, he's a backup. Plus, Stidham played a great game against the 49ers a couple years ago when he was a Raider. He scored 1 million points. I don't think Stidham is going to win the game for the Broncos, but I don't think he's going to lose the game either. I don't think they'd be in a situation where they lose because Stidham, as you said, the stage is too big. I don't know he's going to be great, but he'd be good enough that if the Patriots aren't on their A game, they could lose.
What do you think Sean Payton's going to say? Of course he said it.
Well, but he's got some proof that he's done a good job with back. And I'll tell you one thing about Drake May. He fumbles like you wouldn't believe in these games. He fumbled against the Chargers with pass rushes. He dropped the ball all over the place against Houston last week. He fumbled the ball 1,000,000 times. And that Denver pass rush in that city, that's going to be a major problem. I got a funny feeling Denver's going to play a really good game in
that stadium. Those fans, Patriots fans will tell you.
Y'all, that is not the point. That is not the point. And by the way, since y'all want to bring up just Sean Payton, like John Harbaugh, is a Super Bowl champion. When they win that Super Bowl?
Long time ago.
2009.
Yeah. Won that 2009. Let me ask you a question. How many times did he have the great Drew Brees after that? For many years, did he not?
Yes, he did.
Since you want to bring up Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill and all of these people, the vast majority of the time, that man had Drew Brees. They ain't losing no playoff games. I'm looking here. It's 7 playoff losses since then on Sean Payton. It's 7. Okay? Listen, I know the man's a great coach. I respect the hell out of him. I think he's done a marvelous job in Denver. He's one of the great coaches in the NFL, and I love him personally. I really do. That ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a backup quarterback that hasn't thrown a football since 2023. If Jarrett Stidham had been playing since week 12 and got them to the playoffs and got them through this point to the AFC Championship game, I'm not throwing no shade on him. You're a backup quarterback, so what? You could play, and I know he could play. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you haven't thrown a football in an NFL game in over 2 years. And the first time they see you is for the AFC Championship game, a Super Bowl berth on the line. Yes, New England's have the easiest schedule since the Los Angeles Rams in 1999, and they won the Super Bowl that year. I get that part. And yes, New England has had it easy, okay? You go up against the Chargers, you got 2 offensive linemen missing, okay? You go up against Houston, Nico Collins is out. You know, Dalton Schultz has to go down with the calf injury. I got that. I don't give a damn. I don't want to hear it. It's a backup quarterback that hasn't played since 2023. New England loses that game to that man. I don't want to hear nothing about the New England Patriots. And I'm speaking on behalf. I challenge. And listen, I got my radio show on Mad Dog Sports Radio. You can catch me there 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mad Dog Sports Radio every weekday. You feel free to call in. I promise you, there is nobody in Boston that's going to disagree with me. No one. Boston, the state of Massachusetts, everybody knows I'm right. They better not lose this damn game. You better not lose this damn game. Jarrett Stidham, you can't show your face in the offseason. If they lose to him, you can't show your face in the offseason. You might as well go to Florida, Cali, or wherever the hell. Don't spend no time in Massachusetts. Nobody wants to see y'all lose this game. You better not lose this game. You better not lose this game.
Especially because the Patriots defense has been playing very well. The Patriots defense has only given up 1 touchdown through 2 games this postseason.
Backup quarterback.
So Jarrett Stidham's going to have an uphill battle.
Since 2023, please.
I'm going to let him take a breath and some water.